I said there were going to be a few favorable Google videos in a row, and I meant it. Next up is the Pixel Watch. After almost a year, I've had it back on my wrist for about a week now, and I really, there's a lot to like about this watch. Initially, my problems were with the battery life and the price, and that really was it. I don't think that if you were looking for something, I wasn't as bothered by the 41 millimeters as a lot of people. I know they're going to be offering a bigger version this year. That's great. Choice is a good thing. In case I have a bigger wrist, you want to be able to have a little bit more screen real estate there. I completely understand that, but I didn't really think that was a con because you kind of knew what you were getting into. There was a lot to like about this device last year when it came out, and I still think there is. And they've worked on a few of those things, which we're going to talk about after we discuss today's video partner, Mint Mobile. If you're tired of paying too much for your cell service, then Mint Mobile has a solution for you, especially now with their best plan, their unlimited plan, running at 50% off. $15 a month. Get you great 5G speeds and coverage. So use the link in the description or the QR code that you see on screen and get started today. If you have an older device, they could send a SIM card out to you. If you have a newer device, give them a call, speak to a live human being, and get set up with an eSIM. You can get set up in as little as 15 minutes, so there's no excuse to not switch over and start saving money today. Use the link in the description. Does directly help the channel, but thanks again to today's video partner, Mint Mobile. Thanks again to today's partner, Mint Mobile. Go ahead and check that link in the description. Start saving some money today. So let's talk about Pixel Watch. You're $349, you have $399 for the LTE version. Didn't go on a lot of sales. I saw them on occasion for $249, which I thought was the price that you really should pick it up at. That's phenomenal. The feature set is there. The build quality is certainly there. It's very tough. I'm going to just wear this on my wrist so it doesn't keep locking on me. The feature set, like I said, is there, and the build quality is there, because when you look at the stainless steel construction of it, I really appreciated that. I mean, this is a solid watch, and it feels phenomenal on the wrist, and it looks great as well. And I don't particularly mind. I understand, and I write about this a lot when it comes to the Apple Watch in comparison to things like the Pixel Watch. I understand that square content and square displays go better together. So you get more for your screen real estate on something like a Apple Watch than you do on something like a Pixel Watch, because you do have, you only really get the full bar. See if we can color that. You really only get the full bar at the center, direct center. Same thing with your notifications, scrolls, email, all the rest, because of the 41 millimeters, but because of the round shape. But I like a smartwatch that looks more traditional, that has the elements of an analog watch, because you don't always want to wear something that looks like a computer on your wrist. So you really get away from that because of this kind of seamless design and minimalist design that Google came up with. I love the fact it's easy. All these things are goofy. It's easy enough to get an adapter. There were adapters on sale on Amazon within a week, probably within days of this releasing, that you can get around that kind of band connector there. But I love how seamless that is against the bezel. I think it's a great feel. Like I said, the stainless steel is phenomenal. The feature set is great. You get all the heart stuff. You get all the monitoring stuff. Was the heart rate every second a little bit over the top? Yeah, but you know what? It's there. It was just really, to me, the Fitbit integration, which frustrated me a little bit, that we're going ahead and we're paying X amount of dollars for this device, $349. If you want the LTE version, it's a little bit more expensive. But then after 6 months, now I'm paying Fitbit $11. But Apple's got the same thing. Fitness Plus costs money. So it frustrates me, but it's just kind of the way it is now with these subscriptions. You get these home cameras, you're paying subscriptions. Everything's going to be a subscription at some point. But it was really the battery life. Because don't give me a huge feature set and crow about how you could do all this stuff, and we could do the sleep tracking, we do all the fitness tracking, and if you actually did all that stuff, your battery would be dead before dinner. Don't talk to me about that then. So they've worked on it. It's still not perfect, but I can tell you, just through daily use of this device, I am finishing the day with well over 50% battery life. Just for notifications, occasional walk. I was tracking some bowling the other night. That stuff's fine. And if you're still if you're wailing on the GPS and other stuff and fitness, and then you're doing sleep tracking, yeah, you're going to have some bleed there as far as the battery's concerned. But just notification stuff, just doing stuff on the screen, normal daily tasks, you're not going to see the drain that you did earlier on. So that's something that's definitely improved over time with this device. Then you got the improvements of Wear OS 3.5. Hoping to see 4. I think probably will at some point. But I just love the display. It's bright enough. It's 1,000 nits. But you know what? Because everyone, the other thing is like, wow, 2,000 nits on the Apple Watch. Well, okay, but it's bright enough. I've never had a problem with this device where I was looking at it outdoors and I think, oh, gee, I wish it were brighter. It's a really nice display. It's a nice OLED panel. It gets decently bright, good color, good detail, all the rest of it. So I could really appreciate what they did design and aesthetic-wise. It was just a matter of getting the battery sorted. And they've done it enough where I feel like this is a wearable watch where you could get enough out of the experience and not feel like you're completely missing out, which I think is now worth something like that $349, $299 really. And wait, if you could wait for a deal, if the bigger watch doesn't interest you and you're not a heavy smartwatch user, then something like this might be worth waiting on a sale once the second generation is released. You're going to see this one go way down, and that might be worth picking up at that point. But overall, I really like it. I think they nailed the first generation design. I was just frustrated that you're going to present all these things to me. If you're going to say, we have a phenomenal set of features. We have all this integration with Fitbit, which was kind of goofy because you had to download additional apps. Like it had the ECG stuff, but you had to download another app to get it. And then there was this stuff and I wound up using Google Fit most of the time anyway. I like the Fitbit app, but there was some better integrations there for me. All that kind of frustrated me a little bit when you had other watches that were more established with better battery life and a feature set that I think was a little bit better. But now that it's kind of matured a little bit, I think the Pixel Watch has come around. So if you can get this on a sale, link the links are out there. You could see what the different sale prices are. There's never really one good one because Google's been weird with sales recently. I hope that's not indicative of their new pricing strategy as we get towards the Pixel 8 and all those other devices. I hope they're just kind of, I don't know, being weird until they release the second generation. But if you could pick this up on a sale, the first generation, you don't mind that 41 millimeter, which, like I said, it fits in. You forget it's on your wrist. The stainless steel feels great. It's not obtrusive. It's something that you could wear with a lot of different outfits. You could have this in a formal setting. It doesn't look out of place, and it doesn't feel like you just got a giant computer on your wrist. So if you're somebody who's been averse to smartwatches in the past, you hate those big Galaxy watches, you hate all the rest of it because it just feels humongous and feels out of place, this isn't that. Because of the way they did the bezel, because of the way they did the bands, because of the way they did the screen, it will slip in under a cuff. It's just a better overall look and aesthetic for you. So if you've been holding off on smartwatches or you just want something that's a little sleeker, the Pixel Watch now is a significantly better choice than to me it was on launch. See, 2 days in a row, favorable of Google. Check your local weather temperatures. If you've made it this far, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Until next time, have that delicious day.